Onward. One side of the glass holds all the memories. Swimming in, I cannot begin to see. There we are, just a little snippet of one of the tracks from the upcoming album Oversoul, The Reform. And I've not been doing as much here, Facebook Lives, YouTube Lives, but now I am. And I will be doing more. Partly a number of different reasons. There's no justification, no excuses, nothing like that, no over explanation. I'm connected with a number of people creatively, with regard to my day job, if you like, as well, busy times. But I want to share a message today, and I'm going to be keeping this video in Facebook for a couple of days and YouTube permanently. The YouTube version may well be edited with extras, so there's something to get your teeth into, so to speak. And I shared a post. Most of my social media is across TikTok and YouTube. Occasionally I'm sharing content in Facebook, Instagram, and really as many places, as many ways as I possibly can. And the reason is I want to just create even greater connection and encourage this amazing thing that we have called humanity in a system that's so divisive. I want to do everything I possibly can to create a stronger form of unity in the reality of who we are. And playing underneath me is the backing track for Inside of Me, the title track from the album that's released. Behind me there's a split screen of part of the artwork for the album Inside of Me and part of the artwork for the upcoming album Oversoul, The Reform. So effectively a bridge between the two. And I'll give you another image now, which is very similar to the one that you're seeing. There we go. From the Inside of Me to The Reform. So seeing more people joining, so great to see you. Comment as you join. How do you feel as human beings we can reform this experience that we have to rely less and become less embroiled in discussions and debates about things that really, to be quite frank, don't support life. They're just divisive. And that's a message I want to share. Now, I might have put in the description here, I can't remember to be honest with you, but WIMS, W-I-M-S. I just did a TikTok live and I'm going to be doing one in just over an hour's time where I'll be singing and having chats with the individuals there. I think we're moving close to 1.6 thousand TikTok followers now. Similar numbers in YouTube as well. But of course, I'm not going to ignore other platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I'm still going to share messages there as well. And one of the posts I put out the other day in Facebook was effectively, what would you say to me if I said I'm struggling? And I had a variety of responses, which I was really grateful for, because I will always be open, honest, transparent, and share with you now this. I was, and in some ways I am. And in some ways I always will be. And I think we always are. So then I started extending this thought of the struggles that I'm facing at the moment. And it's an important message to share, because I do feel strongly at times that sometimes when things look as if they're okay, for everybody by the way, they're not. And even if you're doing what you want to do, it's not necessarily that you're not struggling. Life is a struggle, and being human, there are challenges, struggles, obstacles, things we have to overcome, adversity. It's part of being human. And ironically, it's one of the things that we share in common a lot, is having to face up to a variety of things in life. So I thought, why am I trying to appear as if there isn't a struggle? And there is. So I shared, what would you say to me? I didn't share any particular way I was struggling, just I was struggling. And people commented in such a fantastically human way. And I was very grateful for those comments. Then it led me to thinking more today. I shared it in a walk and talk live earlier in TikTok. This message, which is, have you tried walking in my shoes, or try walking in my shoes? You know, when people in conversations share things that they're going through, and appropriately, of course, as friends, as even people we don't know perhaps, we give them a listening ear. But at times, you've either heard or perhaps said, I know I've said words along this line, try walking in my shoes. And the phrase is an interesting one, because what I feel it says is perhaps not the way it comes across, which is this: we're all walking in a pair of shoes in the sense of life experience. And with relativity, which we can apply ourselves but can't have imposed on us, we can, but it's not a good thing to have imposed on us, we walk with things that are not easy at times. And that's the same for all of us. So I'm trying to share a lot around this thought at the moment, and I'd appreciate your comments if you're coming here in the replay, if you're here live now. What do you think with regard to that journey of our life? We're doing the best we can to get through, sometimes never mind days, weeks, and bringing it down to hours, even moments. We're just trying to get through the next moment. As a creative person, as a creative soul, that's where the majority of my creativity is born from. Because constantly, at times, you're in a condition of de-resolution or no resolution. You're not resolved, you're unresolved all the time. And that's where the creativity comes from. So that could be an appearance. I'm not going to concern myself with it because there's nothing I can do about it. But to use it as an example, where some could feel, well, it's all right for you. You're doing this creative thing you're doing. That's what you want to do. Does that mean it's easy? Does that mean I don't have any challenges? There's no accusatory phrasing in that. I'm just using that as an example. So that's the same for anybody. We look at each other as a perception. The opening video, if you get a chance to check back on this, or if you're joining now and you've missed the beginning, it's going to be available in YouTube permanently, and it'll be available for a couple of days here in Facebook. Fish Tank. That's where the song came from. Myself and Mark Walker are working on at the moment Oversoul the Reform, the album. And these are songs that I wrote 4 or 5 years ago that have been released, but not released under my name. So hence the bridge. The bridge is from the inside of me. You're hearing that music playing now. It talks about themes of my life, but also it reaches out to others. Oversoul the Reform does that even more. It reaches out to others even more because it's societally based. And I feel we're at a pivotal time certainly I can say in my experience of life, where if it continues as it is, ultimately it's going to lead to implosion and destruction. Because human beings, sometimes the often time they communicate is literally with sticks and stones, and worse. Calling people out, ripping people apart, owning people, exposing. Corruption, hypocrisy needs to be exposed. Abuse needs to be exposed. But I think all of us as fellow human beings making our way. And yes, I can use platforms like this, and so can you, thank goodness for that. But use them in a creative way to build, to make, to create, to bring together. All of us as human beings, not to rely on politicians, not to rely on religious leaders, not to rely on mass media, effectively to create our own, to make our own society. Watch this space, because there's more coming around that. Now, I'm not going to dive into the album Inside of Me today, but check it out. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. I'm not going to say any more than this, because at time of going live, yesterday was Mother's Day, Mothering Sunday. I'm not going to say any more than that. But as an alternate to what is a shared experience, which I don't want to destroy for other people, because it's wonderful if you have that experience of mother, the 7th track on the album, Inside of Me, Mother. Check it out. I'm just trying to think now, is it track 6 or 7? It's 6 or 7 anyway. It's on the album. Check it out. I'll let the song speak for itself, because it does, and it's got a strong message. Not everybody's experience of everything is the same, of course, and we do the best we can as human beings to understand that. I'm going to part with a song that's not finished. This is a track from the upcoming album Oversoul, The Reform. It's powerful. It was powerful when it was released. There is a version of this already existing. I'm going to stop the music in a moment. I'm going to outro with Theatre of Hypocrisy. If ever you have experienced religious trauma, you have been part of a belief system, and yes, you may have chosen that. I'm going to speak for myself now. I chose that for many years. I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness. But when you say X, it's only X in the sense of you've made a decision to leave, to not believe that way anymore, but it doesn't go away. And this is where I feel religious organizations, institutes are massively culpable, have so much guilt for the destruction of human beings. Belief system is not something I would personally say needs to end. I think we can believe what we want to believe, fine, but it cannot be used as a weapon against fellow human beings. Yes, freedom of speech, 100%, and I don't think it's being exercised as much as it should, and in the ways that it should, and in the areas that it should. The importance of being human. This is not some trite shite message. I'm not pumping out some pink fluffy element of peace and love to all. I'm not. Hatred exists. We have enemies. We should have division in certain things, definitely. Fear in certain things, definitely. But at the core of it all, we're human. And anything that dehumanizes and demonizes human beings, it's got to stop. It needs to stop. Because what it's doing is destroying. And we're not here to destroy. We're here to create, to make, to build. This is an uneasy watch. It's what could be seen to be provocative. I feel evocative, definitely. I wrote it from a place of quite literally being destroyed by a belief system, and the worst and most awful of treatment. Certainly no love, certainly no warm compassion, definitely not. And I'm not the only one. It's no wonder John Lennon said in Imagine no religion. And it's not no religion in the sense of destroying religion, it's destroying the abuse and the corruption and the hypocrisy. So it's not light, it's not airy, it's powerful. I'm going to share it with you now. It's not finished. This is just a mixed version. I'm going to be sharing this message across this year. Watch this space. I'm going to be in High Wycombe this coming Thursday. That's the 19th of March. The following day, I'm hoping to return to a venue that I played in the 1980s when I was offered a record contract. And I'm chronicling this journey this year. 12 places, 12 months. I turned 60 at the end of last year, December the 29th, 2025. And now, as I go through this year, I'm continuing to acknowledge that birth date, that I am now 60 years of age, moving towards 61 and beyond. And I will share human mental health awareness, mental health matters messages. And they're now moving into more of a societal clarion call and calling out hypocrisy, abuse, corruption, being human together. So I share with you now the current mix of Theatre of Hypocrisy. Mark Walker, thank you so much for your incredible production, incredible guitar. This is not a gentle song because it shouldn't be. It's powerful to speak out against hypocrisy. I'm going to add it now. I'm going to say take care. If you're watching this live, if you're joining in replay, in about 45 minutes time, around about an hour there or thereabouts, I'll be live in TikTok, having a chat, doing some singing. Watch this space, share this content, and keep being the incredible human being that you are, and endeavour to bring others together in this amazing thing that we are part of, the human race, the human family. Until next time, bye-bye.
Are you sitting uncomfortably? Then let's begin. Open the chapter to today's conditioning. They're marching armies, they're counting sheep. They murder by numbers, they're murdering the meek. If you're an original sinner with original sin, apparently heaven said you can't get out, but you sure as hell can get in the theatre of hypocrisy. Heaven said to hell. Fascism by another name, another piece in their God-ordained game. Read me right in words I drown. Drug me up and sit me down. Read me right in words I drown. Drug me up and sit me down. Read me right in words I drown. Drug me up and sit me down. In the theatre of hypocrisy. Free will, rewritten as theocracy. Read me right in words I drown. Drug me up and sit me down. Read me right in words I drown. Drug me up and sit me down. In the theatre of hypocrisy, heaven said to hell with democracy. In the theatre of hypocrisy, free will rewritten as theocracy. In the theatre of hypocrisy, read me right in words I drown. Drug me up and sit me down. Read me right in words I drown. Drug me up and sit me down. We're turning another page into a new phase.